countless individuals chase the comfort of a steady paycheck, a pursuit ingrained from childhood through lessons at home and in classrooms. Two distinct mentors might urge the same young mind to pursue higher education and earn a degree. Yet, once that milestone is crossed, their guidance diverges like rivers splitting at a fork. One voice champions a life tethered to stability. Study diligently, excel academically, then secure a reliable position. This path carves through the familiar terrain of the compass of wealth, rooted in predictability. Education, stable work. The other voice, however, whispers of unshackled horizons, prioritizing freedom over safety. This divergence stems from their contrasting compasses, one fixed on certainty, the other charting a course toward independence. The allure of the anchor. Why do so many cling to the anchor of a guaranteed job? It's the blueprint they inherit, etched into their minds by teachers and guardians alike. Adulthood often finds them echoing this refrain, shaped by early conditioning to prize a paycheck's promise over the vast ocean of financial autonomy. With little taught about wealth's currents in school or family circles, the anchor feels like the safest harbor, overshadowing the call of uncharted waters. The compass of wealth reveals two shores, one grounded in security, the other beckoning with liberation. The left shore thrives on assurance, the right dances with possibility. Caught in the net of obligations, most navigate toward the left shore because it's the map they're handed at graduation. But life soon casts its nets. Bills pile up, debts weave their threads, and the need for a steady wage becomes a lifeline. This tether tightens, binding them to the quest for professional predictability, just to keep the boat afloat. Fresh graduates often step into the world clutching a diploma in one hand and a ledger of loans in the other. Some confess to a sinking feeling, staring at a mountain of debt amassed for their learning. Even when families shoulder the cost, they're left rowing against financial tides for years. Credit slips into young hands before they've even left the lecture halls, setting a course for a lifetime of repayments, a relic of an era when industry ruled the seas. Following the tide trace the journey of a typical scholar-turned-worker. Education leads to employment, and soon coins jingle in their pockets. They dock at a modest apartment, outfitted with gleaming gadgets, fresh attire, and a trusty vehicle. Bills drift in like waves, then love strikes, a partner appears, and together they sail toward bliss, sharing expenses and dreaming of a home. They spot an island of brick and mortar, dip into their savings for a foothold, and hoist a mortgage flag. New walls demand new wares, so they heed the siren call of pay-later deals. Life sparkles for a moment. Friends gather to toast the new vessel of their dreams. But beneath the shine, debts deepen. A child arrives, and after dropping anchor, at daycare the couple buckles down. They're now sailors on a ship just months from foundering, muttering, "Quitting isn't an option. Too many nets to mend." The Triumph Trapone mentor, a sage of commerce, had the luxury of time to impart wisdom as his ventures flourished. Success didn't chain him to labor. It expanded his fleet, captained by others, leaving him free to guide the next generation through the art of trade and investment. His days brimmed with lessons richer than any textbook, a gift of thriving on the right shore of the compass, where systems and wealth multiply. Contrast this with another, a scholar of books, who toiled tirelessly on the left shore. Each promotion piled on duties, shrinking the hours for family as the sun set on his freedom. Success here meant more coin but less time, a stark trade-off for those anchored in labor or solo ventures. The coin conundrum, prospering on the right shore, demands a compass tuned to wealth fluency, the knack for not just gathering riches, but keeping them, letting them sail forth to work, and ensuring they endure across generations. Without this fluency, navigating the right shore becomes a stormy ordeal. The commerce sage mastered both coin and crew, steering lean ships that maximized gains, a skill vital for right shore victories. He'd argue a home isn't a treasure chest but a leaky hull, proven by the numbers. The bookish mentor, though, spent others' gold, public funds he was tasked to exhaust yearly. Saving meant less the next tide, so he swelled his crew, only to drown in chaos. A child watching these captains learned early which voyage to chart. The scholar devoured pages, sharp with words but blind to ledgers. Bankers and tally keepers convinced him his house was a prize, urging bigger debts for tax relief. Each raise pushed him into stormier tax waters, deepening his burdens. Success tightened the ropes, pulling him from loved ones, his mantra of, "Next time we'll fix it," fading as debts and duties mounted. The twin tempests' millions stumble into this coin conundrum because triumph amplifies their fiercest foes, taxes and interest. The more they earn, the harder these tempests blow. Governments dangle tax breaks to lure them deeper into debt's whirlpool. A curious bargain, isn't it? At life's end, even meager legacies vanish into probate's gusts. Questing for the open sea. Many yearn for freedom's breeze, but training steers them toward anchors, not sails. Debts and lessons keep them circling the left shore, where true security and liberty rarely dock. The compass of wealth tracks these voyages. Some chase safety, hopping from port to port, never finding the horizon. Take a wanderer who drifts every few years, thrilled by a new harbor. Grand titles, fine pay, a crew to admire, but soon the shine tarnishes. The ship's crooked, the captain's a fool, the coin's too light. Off they sail again, chasing the same mirage, a dog snapping at its shadow. Time erodes their edge, youth fades, savings thin, and obligations loom. Once, "I've got time," was the cry. Now, silence weighs heavy. A swift tack to the right shore, with new charts and learning, might yet save the journey. Crafting your own vessel, others, battered by shrinking crews and empty docks, turn from seeking berths to building boats. Homegrown crafts boom as they declare, "I'll steer my own course." This path sparkles with promise but teeters on peril's edge. Solo captains juggle every rope, calls, ledgers, sails, haggling with tax collectors, all while weathering thin purses. Most sink within a handful of seasons. The few who float often tire in the next stretch, their steam spent. Picture a pair locked in their trade for decades, now peering through iron bars as their port grows rough. Their warm souls, yet captives of their craft. The wise ones sell. At high tide, rest, then rig a new ship. Knowing when to leap is the trick. The outdated chart for those born before the 1930s, study, shine, secure a post, was a trusty map. Today, it's a relic, frayed by taxes and debts. Laborers face scant tax havens, splitting their haul with the crown before it even lands. Borrowing more to lighten the load? That's a left shore trap, not a right shore treasure. Who bears the burden? The wealthiest dodge heavy levies not from toil but from mastery of systems and investments. For laborers, relief comes only through bigger loans, a deal where you trade a dollar for a half coin's grace. History roars with tax rebellions. Think of a merchant torching tea crates or a rider bearing all to ease her town's yoke. Taxes fuel progress, but excess sparks flight to gentler shores. Earning beyond the pay stub, a tale circulates of a mariner who netted a fortune in property trades, dodging taxes through clever loops, reinvesting without pocketing a dime. A scribe balked, twisting the yarn to "wealthy captain hoards riches, pays naught." The real riddle, how the fortune was forged, went unasked. Right shore sailors see taxes as wind to harness, not a weight to bear. Chasing the horizon. Swiftly sailing from bare decks to open seas demands right shore winds, where taxes bend to your favor and wealth compounds. Most fixate on the pay stub's trickle, not the assets tied. More study for a bump, or harder work for a lift, keeps them lashed to the left, bleeding half to the taxman. Breaking the chains debts and levies shackle most from feeling, secure or free. The right shore holds the key. Beyond mere job moorings lies the distinction between steady footing and boundless skies. One mentor clung to the anchor, undone when it slipped. Another charted liberty, never looking back. Paths on the compass. The laborer's loop, school to work, excels at tasks but knows little of wealth's winds. Confidence grows with dual mastery. Left shore craft and right shore sails. Like a ship with twin masts, balance steadies you when storms brew. Financial security loops through both, blending job prowess with investment savvy. Self-reliant souls often climb to system weavers, a rugged but rich route. Twin shores, twin triumphs, the affluent draw most bounty from the right, 70% from ventures and investments, 30% from labor. Two city guardians, firefighters by trade, exemplify this dance. One restores old hulks, netting rent, the other wagers on market tides. Both could have cast off early but linger for full rewards, thriving across the compass. Wealth isn't. Safety piles of coin in retirement holds don't quell unease if they're job-born and unmastered. Great shifts loom. Fortunes will trade hands. Education, not riches, equips you to ride the waves. No oracle foretells the gale, so ready yourself now. The Freedom Voyage. The Sage's Chart. Systems feeding investments, unlocks true liberty. People work your rigs, money turns your wheels, labor becomes a choice. Titans like media moguls or market maestros sail this loop. Caution. Each shore plays by its own rules. Ego can capsize the unwary. Choosing your course. Most cling to the labor shore, clutching tighter as tides wobble. At least learn financial footing. Confidence in craft and coin, thriving in calm or chaos. True sailors profit when others flee. Your overseer won't fill your hold. That's your helm to steer, starting with each coin you clutch. The Sage's Way. When asked, "What's the path?" the answer echoes the Titans. Forge systems, then let wealth flow. It's not the lightest load, but it's the surest sail. Investors back system weavers. Without that keel, casting to the right risks wreck. Experience and steady streams from the system shore buoy the investor's craft. Technology now smooths this rigging. Success lies within reach for those who dare.